All right, we are live with the Zara after party. And so far with us, we have Mr. Daily Atheist himself, Zara, and of course, my guest of honor today, Zara. And I'll be in after food, David Worley says. Good. David, you're in my main group, and I dropped a link there. I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure if you're in the YouTube Skeptics group, but there's a link there as well. So, and that's the one that's got like Pelagia, Shannon Q, everybody like that from Faithless Forum and stuff like that. So who knows who will show up? To that group. The YouTube Skeptic one?
I think I'm new to that one. Oh, aren't I?
No, you're new to my group.
Yes.
You're new to Neil's Usual Suspects group.
Oh, that group. That's the group. Gotcha. There are many groups.
Yes. Many groups. And mine's full, so I can't even add any more people that I want to add. But it's funny, though.
Is that on Twitter?
Yeah, it's on Twitter. Yeah. A lot of people, though, will block somebody, and that'll automatically dump them out of the group, like when they have disagreements. And I think that's ridiculous, but it happens. Is that your pooch there, Chris? Or?
We've got 4 of the little bigger butts around here. Yeah.
We have a cockapoo puppy, and he's like nine months now, and he's my flatmates, and he is so annoying sometimes. He'll just bark, and I'm like I have a head, and I was like, I have a headache. Shut up. He's like old teddy bear.
Yeah.
And like he's quite aggressive, or was aggressive with me. So I had a lot of marks because he was like nibbling, but then he'll get really angry and just bite.
Ooh.
And now I'm training him. Like I'll just like scream even if I'm not hurt. And I'm like, no, you can't do that. And then he'll just go like, okay.
Maybe I should do that.
I'll just go like, don't bite. And he's like, okay.
Don't group shame people.
Yes.
That's what Kristen says, don't group shame people. All right, we won't do that.
I tell you, she's gotten me into several of these groups. I get this link from her. Actually, she's the one who got me into your group.
Yeah. Well, I would have added you before if I could have, but I was already at the 50. Actually, technically, you can have 51 people because the host doesn't count, I guess. But yeah, so we were able to sneak you in because a couple of people had left.
Wonderful. Well, that was lucky me. I enjoy it. Of course, you know how it is. We're all busy doing our own thing. I'm just getting my stuff working here. I wasn't actually prepared. I don't normally get to. I guess I don't get to join you on your after party shows as much as I'd like to. Because you usually host them during the evening when the wife is home, and it's wifey time. Wifey gets time.
Of course, man. There's an old saying: "Happy wife, happy life." Right?
That's right, and that's that's one of those sayings. Very true.
How do you guys separate that time? Because I feel like one, especially with the lockdown, I'm always on my phone, or like I'm on my laptop, and I'm like, I just don't know how to separate it because we're in the same house.
Yeah. Well,
just have to
in my
make
case,
time.
My wife works at a hospital, so it hasn't really changed for us. I'm locked at home all the time anyway. I was a work from home nerd beforehand. There's not a lot that's really so we handle it pretty well. Other people are probably going through some stress in divorce court.
Divorce court.
Yeah.
I think with my boyfriend and I, and we have a spare room upstairs, so I'm still living in my shared house. We had to cancel our plans to move in because of the lockdown, but we're still in one place for the lockdown. We have a spare room upstairs, which is fine, but then it's always because my activism or my messages don't have a set 9 to 5 thing. And they come whenever, and I'm like, oh, I'm just going to respond. Oh, yeah, it's just going to take 1 minute, and then it takes 3 hours. And I'm like, that was our entire evening, and now he's gone to bed. And I'm like, okay.
Yep. Something like that happened just yesterday. Matter of fact, 2 things happened. One of them was Dick Dawson. He's one of the shills. He's a fairly large kind of a YouTube group anyway. He's like, hey, man, we're going to go live. And that was just as me and the wife were pulling up downstairs to watch a movie.
Yeah.
And he's like, we'd like you to join us. And, I so wanted to. But she would have beat me right there in front of God and everybody because it was her time, for the movie. And then the same day, Jay had a guest not show up. Jay, from the Nevermore Tavern, had a guest not show up. So he's sitting there alone. Here I am. I got nothing. He says. They didn't show up. I got nothing. And I just wanted to run upstairs and get there, and be there for Jay. But it was wifey time.
Yeah.
Luckily, Mama Atheist jumped in and she saved him, and then other people popped in. It was all okay. There was no blood, no tears, just crying on my part. But other than that,
I guess I'm quite the opposite. I'm always like, oh, I have this to do, I have that to do, I have that to do. And then like, it's always like Craig's like, I need attention. And I'm like, okay. I played FIFA with him today, so that was great.
Cool.
Beat him 2-1.
Oh.
That doesn't go. That's not how it's supposed to work.
No. He basically chose a disadvantaged team. I mean, he's been playing it for years, and I started playing like after 10 years. I haven't played PlayStation in so long. And I haven't I'll play a game once in a week in the past month. So so he chose a disadvantaged team, and now that I'm getting used to like people, like the characters moving around, and I'm like, oh, I can do this. So a Wednesday, that was great. But yes, David and I are definitely getting married because I need to stay in the country. So
was it Craig from England or?
Craig is from England, yeah. But I knew David long before I knew Craig, so
I see.
Loyalty.
Right.
Let me ask you. I missed where you are. Where are you located? What region? I'm not asking specific. I'm thinking.
I'm in London, so it's about midnight now. Like, spot on. But my accent.
Perfect candidate for the morning show because it's not too early. If the morning show is too early for you, you're just a lazy bum.
Thank you for defining my life. That is very accurate.
So I host the Daily Atheist morning show, and it starts at 7 a.m. Or actually 9 a.m. Mountain. Damn it, 9 a.m. Eastern. No, it's 9 a.m. Eastern, 7 Mountain, because I'm in Mountain Time. So it's 7. So it'd be like noon for you, or 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
In the afternoon for you. So.
Yeah, that would be fine, actually.
Yeah. Often people go, no, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. For me, there ain't no way. But I like that. Easy.
I have no idea who. There it is.
Hey.
Hello.
David.
You just let anybody on here.
For a minute, I was like, oh my God, is this another Islamist? And I'm like, oh.
It's apparently Zara's bitch. Welcome to the stream, Zara's bitch.
Do we just call him Zara's bitch now?
I think we should. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the morning show.
At least we know who's gonna wear the pants in this marriage.
That is always a question with my current relationship as well. Everybody's like, what does that mean?
He's like, who's in charge kind of thing. But.
Yeah.
My wife is the boss of this house, and there's no argument. She knows it. I know it. I'm like, yes, dear. I got this. It's like having the pull string in the back of my neck, Yes, dear. My fault. You're right. Right away.
How long did that take you to learn? I feel like Craig still needs to learn when to say yes and sorry, which is like every time.
Oh yeah, no, it's multiple beatings over years. You'll get there though. Corrective exercises. We don't call them beatings anymore. Corrective exercises.
I'll just take his food away. I'll just take his food away. I mean,
that's evil.
That person,
hey, if it works,
that person eats for 5 people, and and he's like. We were like, when he's like, oh, he'll fast for Ramadan just for fun, and I'm like, that's 13 hours, and it's 17 hours in the UK, or 16 hours without food or water, and he's like, can I do 17 minutes? And I'm like, no.
Hell no.
That's not how it works.
The condensed version.
Yes. No,
yeah, we have fasting.
Think I'd be able to do that either.
Yeah, well, we have fasting in the Jewish faith too. Usually around Yom Kippur. The holidays and stuff like that. I remember being a kid and my dad would do it. But he's like, "Oh, you guys don't have to do it. You're too young to be doing that shit. It might hurt you." So I was always like, "Okay, then I'm eating your food." I was grab my dad's food and eat his food.
How long is Yom Kippur? Is it just one?
It's just a day. So you basically go the day, right?
Yeah.
Right. So and then there's Rosh Hashanah, which is the Jewish New Year.
Yeah.
There's no fasting involved there. Trust me. It's all about eating, as most of the holidays are.
I mean, I was in Israel for Yom Kippur.
It's crazy, isn't it?
It was like, I was in Tel Aviv, so it was okay. Most people were fasting, but when I was in Jerusalem for Shabbat, it was like a dead town. I couldn't find a
No.
restaurant to eat. It took me a while. Like we had to go on Google Maps, circle around, walk
Yeah.
around the town, and I'm like, okay, well, I found something to eat.
One of the secrets to to doing Shabbat in Jerusalem is near the Western Wall.
Yeah.
You'll see a bunch of like not Hasidic but Orthodox Jews coming out, and
Yeah.
they'll invite you to their home for Shabbos meals. So
Really?
that's a way around the whole no restaurants open for Shabbat. You can just go sneak a meal in at someone's house.
So
Yeah.
people will just feed you? They just
Yeah.
give you food.
I did it a
Like,
bunch of times.
food.
It's
Ah.
very common, even like with Middle Eastern,
Yeah.
like in the Middle East as well.
And you'll eat that food. That just
Everyone
strangers
wants to
give you
feed you.
food and you'll eat it. That's
like
strange.
it's a very hospitable culture. Like they're like, oh, your family. You know, people will
Yeah.
invite you to the wedding after they've had one meal with you. They're like, I just come
Yeah.
to a wedding, and I'm like,
I'd be all fat. I'd be fat. I'd be hanging out at everybody's house. Hey, it's me. It's Chris again. Yom Kippur.
oh, my mom. If you didn't have food in your hand every hour, she'd yell at you.
Really? I like your mom.
Yeah.
My mom's the same way too. Never lets you leave empty-handed. You always taking a care package home.
I don't think this is the same case with like other Western people, because you're like because like you're also from the Middle East. I think that culture is just maintained with it in like South Asian culture.
Mhm.
I was really skinny as a child, so fasting for me was great. I just don't have to eat, which I do anyway. So I was like, okay, cool, great,
I
yeah.
like eating.
And I
You
was
know,
like,
in our culture, we had like grandma. You couldn't go to her house without her fattening you up. And if you took your friends, she'd fatten them up too, that kind of thing. But just to wander over to strange people's houses and go, hey, I'm hungry.
oh yeah,
I love it. I'm down.
when I was in Iraq in 2013, and when you go to the mosques and back, there's stalls there, people just cooking food and giving them out. They're like, oh, you guys are travelers, and we basically get the reward. So I really like that concept about the Middle Eastern, and specifically the religious areas as well, because everybody is so involved in the religious area. They just want to serve travelers food. They're like, oh, you know what, this, and it's just I like that they want to share the kindness. So I really like that about it.
And they don't proselytize either when they're doing it.
No, they don't give a shit, honestly. Like they really don't care. I did find it really hilarious that I was already wearing a hijab and an abaya, and the person went like, she's not wearing proper hijab, and I'm like, you can't see any skin. They're like, basically it was too tight up here and here, so they had to give me something else to cover up, and I'm like,
oh yeah.
I was just like, what? Like I was just I was like,
I'm trying here.
And I'm like, this is too much. Like,
just throw a bed sheet over me.
exactly. That's exactly what they did.
I think those girly hips. They'd want me to cover them too. So
yeah.
Sorry, Dave. You said.
I was going to say, I think I speak on behalf of every man when we find out, what we really like about a woman is just the shoulders. That's just the main thing. It just happens.
Speak for yourself, pal.
Or the wrists.
Oh, the wrists are. Oh yeah.
How about the ankles?
We were playing
ankles.
We were playing some quiz with a few friends, and I think one of the thing was true or false, and they're like, this football thing was canceled because the football players showed their ankles, and I'm like, it's not the Islamic State,
That would be a false. Football players don't show their ankles. They don't have
a shoulder hub and wrist hub.
An ankle hub. Don't forget ankle hub.
Ankle
hub. For puritanical roots.
Oh,
shown.
ankle hub. Oh my god, that is genius.
Yeah, back in the 1800s, they didn't show the ankles.
No.
That's one hot ankle you got over.
In the 1800s, bud, everyone's ankles were covered in mud, for fuck's sake.
So there you go. Yeah. Y'all get it though.
It was all God.
Hub.
It was all God. It was God's doing. He covered it all up.
Yeah. No, that's too much. We gotta put mud on there.
No.
God really seemed to have a thing for naked people, though. Right?
Yeah,
he wanted them naked. He wanted them naked and ignorant in the garden. As soon as they ate the fruit, the first thing they did was realize they were naked and got clothes. So he didn't want them to know that or have clothes. He really enjoys naked people. Why?
Yeah.
Is it such a bad thing for us to be naked? I'm naked right now under these clothes.
I want to know something. Every picture, every painting, every rendition of Adam and Eve that I have seen, they have belly buttons. What?
Yeah. Yeah. You know how it is. Artistic license.
Oh,
Just imagine.
is that what we're writing it off as, Chris? Artistic
Yeah.
license?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you mean they have belly buttons?
They have belly buttons in every
only have a-
freaking picture.
Oh,
you only have a belly button. You know, you
No,
only
they
have a
have
belly button
belly
if you're
buttons.
born from a mother.
Only if you have an
and a father.
umbilical cord, right? So,
Yeah,
Oh,
But they have umbilical belly buttons
I get it
Yeah,
now.
she's
Oh, I
snapping
get it.
now.
Sorry, I get it. I
Right, so-
didn't relate that.
I love
was
how you
Adam-
see the magic work.
was Adam and the umbilical cord attached to the ground? Like, was it attached to the mud? And was hers attached to his rib? Like, I don't get it.
Yeah. So did they just if they just popped into existence, they shouldn't have a belly button.
Like virtual particles. They pop into existence all the time, in and out of existence. Oh, here we go, getting into the quantum physics nonsense.
I think she froze.
Oh,
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, she did. She knows what to do. She'll pop in. She'll pop out and back in.
can we use the same artistic license to draw Muhammad yet?
With a belly button?
Just,
And some knockers. Put some knockers on there.
But oh no, Mohammed?
big
Oh, buddy, they'll
flag.
find you and
Matt.
kill you for that one.
Talking about David here. Dave?
Oh. Dave's
Did you
not
know-
here.
Muhammad was trans. Come on.
Dave?
Trans Mohammed.
Dave Dave meet wolves. Wolves meet Dave. P, good morning, P. Afternoon, P. P is here. I don't know if you noticed that or not, Neil, but P is here.
P?
Oh,
Yeah, P is
P,
here.
there we go.
Yeah.
Hello, P.
Hello, P. Sorry.
I didn't realize what you're on about then.
Yeah, me either. I thought I was having a stroke. But
You know what's funny? I didn't realize that this happened a few days ago. I didn't realize that my roommate was home and she was making toast. And I'm like, why am I smelling? Oh my gosh, am I stroking? I thought I was stroking out.
Broken
And then I went out there and I
alcohol.
went, yeah, well, yeah. And I went out there and I was like, oh, now I get it. You're home and you made toast. And she just started laughing at me.
Mhm. True enough. I guess Miss Zara, she's having internet problems. I was doing dishes while y'all were doing the show and I was hearing you.
Yeah.
She's having some kind of internet problems.
Well, apparently there's internet outages all over the UK right now. So it kind of comes and goes. So she'll probably join us. Dave's like, uh-oh. I think you're safe
Yeah.
where you are, Dave. You're in that special part of the UK. I guess.
Well, yeah, I guess. But she's in London-ish area, so
In London, yeah.
you should have 5G by now. What's she going on about?
Oh, there
Careful that
explains all
5G,
the
man.
Zika,
Make you grow
Yeah.
third arm and shit.
right? Gives you the Rona.
Gives you the Rona. Yeah. Where did they come up with that bullshit? That's what I want to know.
I tell you,
Two-
there's some Wile E. Coyote super genius going on in that.
Yeah, two masts in, I think it was Manchester and one in Birmingham was brought down by these
Really?
people. Mm.
See, I laugh at this like it's a joke, but it's not really a joke. There's really nutbags out there.
Yeah.
Aw.
doing stuff.
I'm naked and in bed and have to leave for work in 45 minutes. So I'm going to gracefully decline. That was Nervardia. Because I posted the come say hi to Zara in the YouTube chat. So or in the
Artemis brain
YouTube skip.
sample.
Artie?
Oh, Artie's here too.
Yeah,
Artie
Artie,
is
send
here.
Artie a link.
Artie, I need to get you. Hello, Artie. I
Artie.
need to get you on the morning
Get
show.
him on the show. Yeah, for sure. Artie's
Yeah,
a hoot and holler.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. And then once you get past the smell, I've heard he's a wonderful guy. So, but I'd love to have you on the morning show. So, Artie,
There is no getting past the smell, but he's pleasant all the same.
yes, on a horse. I don't know what that refers to. Oh, I was just reading. You know, I'm so used to being the guy running the show that I'm sitting here reading the chat, trying to keep up. I need to sit here and relax. Hey, Neil, there's some
Yeah.
chat needs to be read. Do some work, man. Do some work.
Oh, Zara, sorry.
We have
Zara,
a deep chat.
Zara's back with us. Shannon says she'd love to jump in, but she currently can't, but she does send her love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or we sit.
And still no word from
Yeah, I haven't heard from Rachel. Shannon flaked.
Yeah, well, no, I think she's.
Fuck the ball.
Don't forget what just happened right in front of her house.
Oh,
That
yeah,
shooting
I
in
heard
Nova,
about that.
the shooting in Nova Scotia, where the cop killed 20-something people. Yeah.
Oh wow, that was right next to her place. What happened with that? I read the news and then I didn't follow up with like what the agenda was.
Buddy had designed his car and made it look like a police car. He did such a good job that he actually fooled another cop that watched him going by towards this area. And apparently that night, he had planned to do this, but that night he was at a party. This is what I was told. He was at a party and he had an argument with his girlfriend. So it really, really pissed him off. He's like, fuck it, I'm doing it tonight. And he went out and he killed a bunch of people in the neighborhood, went back to the party and killed a bunch of people at the party. And then I think he took his own life or something, or he was gunned down by the cops eventually, but one or the other. Yeah, it was. And this happened literally out front of her door in the neighborhood where she lives. So she was afraid for her life for, quite a bit there. So.
Yeah, I mean, it is scary that like any wrong move, you could have been that person.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that is so scary. I mean, I don't understand why people are so malicious.
I don't either.
I don't get it.
This is premeditated. Very, 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 very premeditated. The guy had a car made. Didn't he have? My understanding is he had police outfit. He had the whole thing. This was, and I'm with you. Why do people do this? Why? I
don't know. It's just like it's hard to imagine that somebody is okay with taking another life. Rory, thank you so much for messaging me. Basically, in that break that we had, I didn't leave my chair because I was looking at a video of his daughter on the project called State of Mind.
Yes.
And I might volunteer with them.
Fantastic.
If they're doing any e-things, because I really like doing all of this. I've taken on so many charities as well from Tanzania, and I'm like, I'm going to help you with that. But if I could just learn from that, but also like have a session for the girls online, like with the lockdown, like have a session for them, like the faithless hijabi girls, and see if that can work with them being able to chat over video and whatnot. I think it'll be useful to just get them involved in things outside their realm as well.
Well, I just sent Rory a link to join us so he could actually say hello to you. So
yay.
If he's up for it, he'll come in and say hi. He's a great guy.
Yeah, he messaged me and I was like, oh my God, she's amazing. How do I get in touch with her?
I was going to ask Zara, actually, is the faithless hijabi thing still actually going on? Or
so basically what happened was Wix was going to charge £233 for like 2 years. And I'm like, this is expensive. And like the first time I paid it for a year, and then I'm like, this is expensive. And then somebody actually offered to host my website for free. I just have to recreate it on WordPress, which seems easy. I was meant to start today, but I got busy with fighting online trolls and kids. Them damn it kids. Anyway, I just have to transfer the website over. I have to transfer the website over, and it's still going. People are still going to post, oh my God, there's a puppy.
There's more, this is one of them. This is she just happened to be here, and I grabbed her. This is Sadie. She is a cavapoo. You said you guys are having a what is
cockapoo.
Don't listen to the nasty man.
Right, so this is a cavapoo.
Keep saying poo.
Oh, she's a wonderful puppy. This is Sadie. Anyway,
how old is she?
She's 5, almost 5. We just got her. We got her just after me and the wife got together. So
5 years, 5 months.
About 5 years. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. I was like, if that's the puppy for 5 months and she's so quiet, I want that.
No, she was a little bit of an effort. And then we got after her, we got Bailey. This is Bailey.
Rory's going to join us. He's just got to find a suitable hat. Oh, little Scotty.
Yeah, so she's wonderful. She's just wonderful. And then Jack is our PTSD dog.
Thomas,
he actually was born on the street. And I can't get him. I can't catch him. So And then there's only one other one. I don't know where she's at. So if she shows up, I'll show her to you too. But I can't catch the PTSD dog. He looks like a miniature
Roadrunner.
No, Santa's little helper from the Simpsons.
Oh,
He looks just like
Greyhound.
Santa's little helper. Yeah, like a greyhound. Yeah, like a whippet or a greyhound. That's what he looks like. Anyway, they were there.
I just nodded my head. I had no idea what you were talking about. I don't watch The Simpsons. It's one of the things like
Just want to be part of the conversation of dogs.
Actually, to be honest, I heard your interview with Neil, so I suspected that one went right by you. But I figured there were other people who would get what Santa. Yeah, Santa's little. It's a greyhound with a Santa's hat on it. If I could catch him, I would. But he usually, he loves me to death. He'd like while I had the other dogs up, he'll come up and paw me and stuff. But if I go grab him, I have to literally chase him down, and he will be shitting himself by the time I'm done. That's how he's just always been that way.
That's nasty.
We call him. No, it's like a defense mechanism. He's terrified. He gets terrified and just.
Hey,
Rory. So always been that way.
Hi.
PTSD.
Oh, I like her hat.
Hi, good evening.
Yeah, you said he had to find
Thank you very much. Well, I do. Neil and I have a thing about hats. But, there we go.
Hi, Rory. Nice to meet you.
So, there we go, you see.
Oh, now I feel left out.
Oh,
Well, I got this one.
hello, Chris. Hello. Nice to meet you too. And David, we know each other, but he's too busy typing to pay any attention.
Who are you?
I'm very well. Thank you.
There we go. No.
Oh, I like your hat.
There we go.
Is everybody wearing hats? David, where's your hat? You should wear the hat you bought.
There he is.
Wear the hat you wore to my birthday.
I got three.
Hey,
I got
look
this
at you,
one.
Neil.
I'm glad I've hatted up the conversation.
That is fucking brilliant.
Hey,
We
look
always
at
have
you.
we always
It
have a
hasn't
laugh.
lasted the passage of time. It's just got worse. I don't know. It's just my only hat.
Talk about a straw man argument. I mean,
I have this hat that I
Straw
wear.
hat
Like,
argument.
I'm proud. I'm going to show you where but I would never be caught dead outside with this hat on. I am
Right.
from Texas, but I'm not a cowboy at all. I just have the hat. If I go outside and I wear a hat, I wear a ball cap like her. Look at her.
Yeah.
there you go. There you go.
I found this on the middle of the road, so I picked it up.
And
Put it on your head. You know, we teach our kids not to do that.
Well, it was in the middle of the road, and it was a very, very busy road, so I realized nobody was going to get it. And I was like, I didn't even wash it, but this was like 2 months ago or 3 months ago.
oh, whatever.
It's fine.
They're dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cute. Awesome.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Dave, that's not how that works.
That was not the hat he
This
wore
isn't
to my
gonna work.
birthday.
Wait, which hat did I wear?
I don't know. It was a top hat, something. It was a hat. It was a black
Was it?
one.
A top
You were
hat?
drunk.
Like a
That's-
bowler?
What? I don't remember
I
wearing it.
usually only wear this one when I'm doing the Wild Bill Wiggle Stick. Have y'all seen that?
Yeah, that's great stuff.
I can see we're going to have a hat challenge here. Hold on a
I
second.
think so.
I think I lost.
Oh, Rory's off to find something else now. It's the hat stream.
No, that's right. I've got.
I got more hats, but they're way up in there because I really don't wear them because I've always got this thing on. So
There we
yeah.
go. There we go.
there you go.
There we go. Zara,
Oh, look at
yeah.
that. There you go, Rory. Nice.
Like,
hey.
sort of, pro tip:
The Phillies.
this is a rice substitute.
You know, I had the hots for this little lady, and she worked down at this Western boot store, and so I
Where's
went
your
down there
wife?
one time. And
Yeah, yeah.
Ooh.
And she told
Hold
me into
on.
buying this stuff, and I got this hat, and it was too small. And I've had this hat; it's like $150 hat that has just been through hell, all for some.
Oh, because you thought she was. There we go.
I thought.
RYXB. There you go. I have no idea what that means. What does that mean, dude?
Oh, I was looking at Rory's going, yeah, that's a nice one. And then I didn't realize you were talking to me. If anyone could recognize the band, Kristen might know. but
RYXP?
it's Roixop, but no.
It's not an Islamic
Norwegian
band. I
band.
wouldn't know.
Which is odd. RYXP.
Roixop. It means
Roixop.
I think it means mushroom in Norwegian or something.
Oh, cool.
They're like this chill electro kind of.
So it's a magic hat, is it?
Mm.
A magic mushroom hat.
A magic mushroom hat. Yes.
It's
Those grow all over the place here, by the way.
Recreational experience. I like that.
This is if you see me, I wear a ball cap. Where's Daisy? Come here.
Did you catch the
I'm
one?
not sure.
Oh, there.
Yeah.
This is Daisy, and she's our youngest. She's the puppy. No, the PTSD dog is back there. I won't even try.
PTSD dog.
So she looks like a miniature black lab. She's a
Oh.
Bocker.
When I went out
Nice.
for my break before this one of my neighbors across the hall had his brand new puppy out there. It's just a little tiny little thing, and it's so freaking adorable. And it wouldn't go back in until I went over and pet it. So, because it was going, and he's like, "Come on, come on." He's like, and I went, "Okay, I'll pet you." So yeah, it's just adorable.
Oh, that's such an adorable puppy.
She loves me. When we
Yeah, I
bought
love it.
her from a puppy, I guess, I don't know, a professional puppy place in California.
Puppy mill.
Wow.
I hate to say that, but that's what it was. Yeah, probably. And they airmailed her to us.
Ooh.
So she was hours in an airport, hours in a thing, hours on a plane, all in the same cage. I picked her up and I get her out of the thing, and she was tiny, tiny. Her tail was as long as the rest of her body. Where's her tail? It was as long as the rest of her body. Anyway, I pick her up and she's just this shivering little thing covered in her own urine. There was nothing in that dog carrier at all. And
Wow.
she kind of came to me, and she's just loved me ever since. She sits beside me on the couch right there. She's just my dog.
I
My dog.
used to be
Yay.
scared of dogs. Hi.
Really?
Yeah, until 2015, I used to be really, really scared of dogs. Like if they would cross like right in front of me, I would cross the road. Like if they were like walking in front of me, I'd cross the road. Yeah, well, I wasn't raised with dogs. In Islam, like dogs are basically considered to be impure.
Yeah.
I've lost control. I don't know what's going on. Artie shows up and
Sorry
everything
about
goes
it.
out the window.
I did not mean to interrupt. I apologize.
Oh,
Oh,
here, do you want a drink?
oh.
Do I?
That's not how this
yeah.
works.
That was fine.
Here, Dave.
Here you go, Dave. Yeah, have some of that American stuff to pretend is
No,
beer.
no, your other arm.
Oh wait, yeah,
Ah.
yeah.
There you go, under
Just
your
baby.
right knee. That
Thank you.
boy.
They want to Thank you.
Why didn't we think about this before? Now that's all I want to do.
If I were to pour it, does Zara have to throw it over her head?
Oh, she's wearing a hat. You
I
won't-
was just gonna say I'm wearing a hat, so
Wearing a hat, yeah.
jokes
Yes,
on you.
but are you sitting on
Yeah.
plastic?
Kiss me over here.
Look at that. Yeah, there's a cowboy hat for you.
Hey,
I didn't know there were cowboys in Britain. I had no idea.
that's a proper hat.
But I got the accent to match. But I have to say, yours wears better.
It comes with an all.
On all?
And a y'all.
There's only one problem. With
Good.
it.
Yeah, exactly.
I know that's what I struggled with as well. That's why I changed my hat. I'm like, I don't know where to put my headphone.
I
Put
know.
the
I
headphones
had to
on
do
the
this.
hat, and then the hat on the head.
But then it
There you
won't
go.
fit.
Yeah.
No,
Could
this
we practice Rory miming something and Chris saying something?
Dave,
Well, howdy, y'all.
wear something that makes you look more white and less like a Smurf.
I don't get it.
Zara was
Well,
so
blue
proud
filter.
when I
Yeah,
made her
camera.
part of White Twitter.
Oh yeah. I was like, oh my god, what the white Twitter? Sorry, white atheist.
Well,
White
no,
Twitter. White atheist.
I sort of thought that Dave had gotten the dessert in the everlasting gobstopper because he's looking a little,
Mm,
blue.
gotta watch him.
How's it going,
Looks like-
Thomas? Thomas, you
I
can
think
stay here with us
I
for
think
a few minutes
he
if you have
was
time.
trying my complexion.
Little
So
violet.
kind of failed.
He's looking violet.
Yeah, he
You know-
does. He looks. Somebody had said that they thought they were watching a Blue Man Group video earlier.
I'm gonna go ahead and bounce out. The wife is on the way, and I'm gonna do my house husbandly duties and go cook. Well, I don't cook.
Attaboy.
That'd be a lie if I said I cooked. Every time I cook, we have to call the poison control center. We have a stomach pump under the counter just for when I cook. So don't buy that shit.
and a fire extinguisher beside the stove too. Yeah.
There's no time for romance, Neil.
I burned 2 minute.
No
I
time
used
for
to
those.
burn 2-minute noodles in
2-minute
university.
noodles.
2
I
minute
can burn
noodles.
water.
Okay, maybe there is time for romance. I don't know. I'm gonna go. Holy Kool-Aid. Thomas Westbrook is here, right? Thomas.
Ooh.
Thomas. Oi, nice to see you, brother. I gotta go do the thing at the place, or else I'm gonna get clubbed. So,
Have fun.
thank you. It's very nice meeting you, Zara. I would love to have you on the show one of these mornings.
Yeah, that would be nice.
You too, Artemis.
Say
Yeah.
hi to the wife.
I heard what you said about me.
I couldn't help it.
Nice to meet you, Chris.
Your reputation and your odor precede you.
I just want to say that
I'll take the scraggly ragamuffin.
Yeah.
My Jesus.
my
We'll have a
odor,
spot in a couple of minutes. So
my
Why no
odor,
fuss? Why no fuss?
my odor continues to keep me at just under 1,100 on Twitter.
Wow.
It's been over a year now that I have been between 1080 and 1,100 on Twitter.
Oh, Thomas, I'm sending you a link anyways. If you join, you join. If you don't, then Zara's going to give you shit later.
Yeah. I mean, I'm already
Yeah.
missing out on Fateless Forum. You guys can't do all of this.
I'm gonna go ahead and bail.
Alright, bye.
You're wonderful.
Jumping in,
Bye,
Chris.
guys.
I'll make sure that you get in touch with Zara. Okay.
Perfect. Thank you, brother.
No, wait
Yeah.
that way.
Handsome devil.
Oh wait, I hate this fucking thing. It's all
Yeah, it looks easy, but it fucking isn't.
I know it's not.
Okay, so
Very
Rory
confusing.
is there.
Yes. Yeah, and you are no.
Neil is there. and Dave is right there.
There.
And Zara is
Thomas is going to jump in. We got to give him 5 minutes to.
date.
There. Oh, there we go.
Neil,
I figured
Yeah,
it out.
Neil, I
Everything's on my right.
there you go.
What's that, Roy?
Neil, I can hop out if you need.
Oh,
if you're
we have a spot.
oversubscribed.
We have a spot.
Okay.
I know IQ wants to jump in eventually, but he's still stuck at work. So
How many can you have
Boo.
maximum on this?
6.
6.
Is that the paid one or the free one?
This is the paid one.
Okay, and the free.
I get to put my branding up here in the corner. as you can
Oh,
see. So, and I can use backgrounds and I can use all kinds of stuff. Oh, you can do that with the free, but you can't brand with the free.
oh. Huh.
I was considering doing a group open birthday stream and getting the paid Zoom going up to 100 people, and that was just like, I don't know, 15 a month to 20 a month. And it's just like,
I
worth
mean,
it.
I have enterprise hangouts if you ever need to.
Dave, you not pulling those kind of numbers, man?
Mm.
You're not pulling those kind of numbers?
Not while I'm unemployed.
You too?
I have
I work
no
in school,
idea.
so
Brady Bunch or Jimmy Fallon Star Wars singing time? I have no idea what that means.
I
Brady,
get the Brady Bunch reference.
No, I know the Brady
Star Wars
Bunch.
singing time.
Yeah.
It's the Brady Bunch
Brady
or Jimmy Fallon singing the Brady
Story
Bunch.
of a lovely lady who was bringing up 3 very lovely girls. Yeah. All of them had hair of gold like their mother. The youngest one is gold.
I'm gonna let this play out.
You're not shutting me down already?
Weird.
I'm just gonna wait.
And
Where's-
the story of a man named
where's-
Brady who was bringing up 3 boys of his own.
There were 4 of them living all together,
All of them are living all together.
but they were all alone.
Yeah.
Until the one day when this lady met this fellow,
And they knew that it was much more than a hunch.
that these two would somehow form a family, and that's be how they came in their
Brady Bunch, Brady Bunch, Brady Bunch. And that's the way we became the Brady Bunch. I spilled beer all over myself because I'm a fucking alcoholic.
Dude, you spelled beer, I got an STD.
From beer? How'd you do that?
No, that's not. Oh, wait. Did I say that out loud?
An LTD? You mean a liquid transfer disease?
I can't believe I said that out loud.
You did, Artie. Everybody stay away from Artie.
Oh, man. The great thing about having a drugstore, a pharmacy right up the street, right on the corner there, is that there's always going to be people there.
I have not.
Okay, again, did I say that out loud?
Just cough on them. They'll just run away.
I said that out loud.
Oh my god,
Neil.
the best fucking meme I've seen. Yeah, go ahead, Ray.
You mentioned, was it you who mentioned Jimmy Fallon?
That was Kristen. Best name ever.
All right. I want to tell you a little bit a story about Jimmy Fallon. About 5 years ago, he had an interesting show about how he presented his. He was over in England, and he came across this watch company. And
Rory?
Yes.
Is this about you doing cocaine with Jimmy Fallon?
No, not at all. No.
All right.
No.
All right.
And he came over to London, and it's on YouTube. If you look up Jimmy Fallon Bremont watches, you'll find it. But he had his father-in-law on the show, and when he was in London, he bought him this watch because his father had ejected from an aeroplane back in the 1960s.
Wow.
And apparently
It's a passenger.
yeah, you get a number if you from the English manufacturer called Martin Baker of ejection seats, and you also can buy this watch. So anyway, so Jimmy bought his father-in-law this watch. I have one not for ejecting, but here is my, if I can get it right, here is my Bremont watch, which is exactly the same make. They're made in Henley-on-Thames in England. But it's quite an interesting story. And just to finish, I'm taking up a lot of time. Jimmy goes up to his father-in-law and says, "Thank you for your service and thank you for your daughter."
And then they shared a big line of Coke.
That's how it should have ended.
Oh boy.
Let's talk this outside the cameras, guys.
There we go. Sorry.
Yeah.
Henry's like
Completely-
20, 30 minutes away from me. Yeah.
So this is the best meme outside of all this that I've seen so far with the whole coughing thing, where it's got a little baby and it says, "When you hear your neighbor cough, but then you realize it's weed."
It's not a cough, it's a hack.
And then you smell the weed, you're like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah,
Did you, Neil?
I was sitting on the porch earlier, and I was hitting. I was taking my vitamins, and I noticed there was somebody coming from the corner, and
Vitamins.
and she started to cross the street, and then as I bent over, she decided to come back because she realized that the cough was a hack, and she felt more comfortable being on this side of the street.
Neil, did you see the one with the dog that licks the woman's arm and she's coughing? Did anyone see that one?
No.
So
No.
so funny.
What website was that on?
It was on like
Ankle Hub.
I knew someone was going to say that.
Don't assume that Rory is boring.
I saw it on Twitter, and
Boy.
and it's about 7 seconds long, and it's so funny. There's this little terrier dog, and it's licking the mother's, in inverted commas, the owner's arm. Then she coughs, and then it stops licking, and it just has this. Its eyes kind of go. Look to the left, it goes, "Oh my God, what have I done?" It's the funniest thing. It's 7 seconds, and it is hilarious.
The best dog meme I've seen lately has got a couple of dogs sitting in the living room, and one dog goes, "Hey, I'm bored. Tell me a joke." And the other dog goes, "Knock, knock," and then they both start barking.
That is a good one. I am about to fall asleep. I don't know
Oh.
if Thomas is coming.
Oh.
I
He
need
said he was going to.
I need 5 minutes. It's been 3 minutes. I'll wait.
give him a couple minutes. He'll come in and say hi.
I'll wait.
Will this be still going on in 5 minutes? It'll be going on in 5 hours.
Well, no, this isn't a Saturday, pal. I don't do my 5-hour-long after party. It's still Saturday. So.
Going back to dog jokes, I recorded the sound of my own doorbell and put it on one of those micro SD cards and slid that into my car stereo, and then kept driving back and forth past the dog park.
What a great idea!
Coming, and then Alias says too much information. No, IQ, what are you doing, buddy? I got to save the spot for Holy Kool-Aid.
I was going to ask Artemis, what's the flag over your right shoulder?
Oh, he knows. Okay.
It says Ind-E-N.
It's your head was in the way. So it's too small.
Artie's head's always in the way.
It's also been in more than one Batman movie as the flag of the city of Gotham.
Really?
Yeah, it's kind of the only legit cool thing about Indiana. It's the fucking flag. I mean, Indianapolis 500 is iconic and meaningful, but cool. The flag's cool.
If you say so.
Well, no, seriously, that's a cool fucking flag.
American humor is so different.
Yes. Yes.
Look at that.
Usually toilet humor.
This design predates the Statue of Liberty, even.
That's true. Yeah.
It's a cool flag, considering how fucking awful my state was.
Look at his
put it
hair as
away.
well.
Put it away.
Oh, for crying out loud!
Hey, everybody.
Thomas, what's going on, brother?
Oh, wait,
Thomas?
Well, for the first time in years, I've started growing out this stuff here. The problem is it hasn't come in fully yet, so it looks bad.
No. Give it some time. You'll be fucking Grizzly Adams in no time.
You're still growing. You're still growing. I got mine when I was like 12.
Oh, Rory, I love you.
When people complain about facial hair, especially like East Asian or white men, and I'm like, Iranian men have like back hair. And I'm glad my family's not from Iran, but like I've seen that. That's not fun. That is not fun.
I'm German. I'm German. We don't call it back hair. We call it shoulder hair. Totally.
I don't even want to know. Those look like walking advertisements for a carpet.
It doesn't go all the way down the rib cage. It's just stays on top.
I'm so glad that Archie Moose just lit a cigarette, because then I can as well without feeling ashamed.
You very much
Why
have
would you?
information from 3,000 miles away to light a cigarette.
As someone who doesn't even smoke and can't do weed or anything, I just can't smoke, and I'm like, I'm a bad influence on everybody else. Like I used to be that person when I didn't drink alcohol and going to a club, and I'm like, shots. And they're like, Zara, you don't even drink.
I love that song.
But I'm encouraging.
I was like, you guys get drunk. I get to have fun.
Oh.
All I gotta do is drive your stupid fucking butts home.
Yeah, like I was gonna say. So were you like always the DD, like the designated driver?
Well, most times, and then sometimes I'm like, nobody could tell the difference whether I was drunk or not, and I'm like, this is a great excuse for me to not be responsible.
Right.
Or you could just designate the designated drunk driver, where what you do is they're the decoy, and it's the one sober person in the group, and they take off driving and swerving, so the cops all chase after them.
They go in front. They go in front so that the more sober one has taillights to follow until the squad car intercepts, and then they have something to go around. I have played that.
When I was in
I'm 50
Michigan,
years
I'm
old.
pretty sure I drove 120 miles per hour. Yeah, in
What?
a Toyota. Yeah. I was
I
driving
didn't know
to
they
the
were
airport.
capable of that.
I thought there were 120
door's falling
kilometers per hour. I didn't realize it was miles.
Are you sure you weren't on the Autobahn?
What?
Yeah,
Sorry?
that's what I was thinking too.
No, this is in Michigan. I was going to the airport in Ann Arbor, Detroit. So I was going to the Detroit airport on a Sunday morning. It was great. And no cops stopped me, and I was like, yes. I was like, I should have got a better car.
It was the singing voice that kept you from getting a ticket.
Yeah, I haven't been there since. So
It interrupted the laser. They couldn't get a read.
Seen that
Probably.
one, Thomas? Question there
Yeah,
for you?
we did just move, and it was actually kind of interesting moving during a quarantine. It definitely complicates things a little bit because you can't exactly have all your friends come and help you move or get a bunch of movers or something. But
Well, if I was down there, I would have been there for sure. You know that.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
I told Eric that anyways.
I would have totally been standing across the street cheering you on. You're doing a great job over there.
from 6 feet away.
That looks heavy.
Oh, the worst part about it was we before this we were living on the 3rd floor in an apartment, and Eric Murphy is my roommate, and he had this gigantic solid wooden armoire to put a TV in. And when I say gigantic, I mean it could fit like a 60-inch TV, and this thing is made of solid wood.
Holy shit.
And somehow he got it up 3 flights of stairs with a bunch of people helping and stuff before I moved in, because he got there like a week or two before I did. And when we were moving out, it's like, well, now we can't get a whole ton of people to come and help us move this thing. And so we're taking this huge wooden armoire just down 3 flights of stairs around these corners and stuff, and onto the U-Haul. But
Chainsaw would have made that half as heavy.
Did you have to inject yourself with disinfectant? I hear it's a new thing.
no, just steroids.
Okay.
I heard the greater idea is to rip yourself open and expose your chest cavity to as much UV light as possible.
Is that what they're doing now?
I think that's the solution.
It's the solution to our problems, anyway.
Well, the Aztec. What I think is that the Aztecs,
I like the Clorox chewables. That's a great
I think the Aztecs had the solution 2,000 years ago, and we are way behind the 8 ball here. We need to start just filleting ourselves.
And my all-time favorite, the Lysol inhaler.
Shit, I have one of those.
So the whole thing with Trump saying that you should inhale disinfectants or inject them or something, is that not just a creative twist on eating Tide Pods?
Pretty much, right?
But it's coming from the
It
president.
was sarcasm. I don't understand why this is an obvious sarcasm. This is obvious sarcasm. I don't understand why this is
Artie, it's not for you to understand.
This is also from the president who people voted for because he tells it like it is. But now
I was just gonna say, coming from him, and people are like, "It's obvious." Sir. I'm like, "Is it obvious with you?"
It was a 3. Read the whole series of tweets. It gets worse with every one of them and more damning. And he still wants to say #Sark. Come on, guys.
This is the guy
Anyways.
that wanted to nuke the hurricanes, right?
Yeah, this is not crazy stupid.
Yeah.
I'm
Yes,
not
he
crazy
did.
stupid. But
Or make the Mexicans pay for their wall.
Could we leave up Lysol?
You could if you wanted to. I wouldn't recommend it, but you could if you wanted
I
to.
feel like that's the pathway of the future.
It kills 99% of the germs, which would include you if you inhaled
And
it.
about 97% of the people who tried it, that's what I'm counting on.
I kind of like that Tide Pod craze that went on for a while. I saw another meme that popped out. It says they now have drink pouches, and it's got the little Tide mini pouches with a straw in it.
I don't want for anyone to die, but there is a certain percentage of you that I won't miss.
Do we know
Tell
whether
us how you really
Kim Kim Jong-un is dead yet, or is he still alive? No one seems to
There
know.
was something that said he was alive.
It's fucking Korea. You're not going to hear
No
about it.
idea. Yeah.
I think the way you know he's alive is that you haven't heard anything, because that's typically this is total sarcasm, because that's typically the way that country is operated, that if they need to prove a point, they will just prove a point. And what's really astonishing is that they haven't even shown us some file footage of him to keep us from thinking that he's dead. And then we have seen his sister, which is, I don't know if you know anything about his sister, but that's not less horrifying.
That's just gross, man.
I went onto Twitter to try and find out, and I realized the Pentagon is trending because they've released a video of UFOs.
I saw that one.
Wait, what?
What
Not
video?
aliens, unidentified flying objects.
I know what UFO stands for, but what are you talking about?
Just
Yeah, okay.
Wait,
I don't know what
another
it stands for, but I assumed spaceships.
another one, or was this like the TikTok and the what were the other ones that they released, that like the gimbal footage? Do you remember those that came out like a year or two ago? And everyone's like, "Oh my god, it's a UFO!" And then what's his name from Metabunk did a really good debunk on those.
Oh, I think I saw that one actually.
The lights over Phoenix. Let's not forget that we're. This is a time for really creative people who are really bored to do really interesting things. So,
Yeah, but not the FBI.
I'm glad you're talking about yourself.
No, but you should, if you get a chance, you should check out. It was Mick West. He did a video where he looked at the type of gimbal that is on the planes and the way that it swivels and the way that the light can twist and it can make it look like an object's rotating when it's not. And he did a perfect recreation of it. And then he also looked at all the different numbers on the screen to analyze exactly how fast it's moving. He's like, it looks like it's moving fast, but it's actually not. It's not moving any faster than like a balloon in wind.
Wow, crazy.
Yeah. It's just basic trigonometry, but most people don't have the know-how or the math skills to pull that off.
I fucking hated trig.
I saw this video on Reddit where this woman, and she was from the US, and she's like, it's our bodies. We should be able to go out. We can't just stop business. I need to dye my hair. And, she was old and she had white hair. And, this person just went on and the length of the root was like that big. Like it was like at least 2.5 inches. So this girl went and she kind of Googled the average growing length of somebody's hair at this age. And then if you did multiply it in it's been close for let's say less than 2 weeks or 2 weeks. She's like, this person hasn't dyed her hair since October.
Yeah, she did
all that calculation. She did all that calculation and how long it takes and everything as per an average person's growth, hair growth length. And I'm like, oh my god, that's commitment. That was commitment.
Well, the question is, if this person really wants to go out to get their hair dyed, who are they trying to impress outside of their house? Like, if they're stuck inside, does it really matter?
And
it's going to impress the Sheltie.
I mean, look at how I look. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Well, what kind of relationship are you maintaining?
I was getting pretty scrubby too, but I finally went and got some razors.
Hair, or
well, you can't go to the barber anyway. They're all shut in England, and the hairdressers are all shut. So what do you do? You have to.
Do I look like I've cut my hair in 5 years?
No, that was in the US. So
yeah, but you colored it 10 weeks ago. That's
no,
obvious.
dude. I haven't colored my hair in 5 years.
Come on. Seriously? You're going to...
Yes, seriously. The way my hairdresser did it last, she says, don't worry. It'll look kind of colorful as it grows out and blends out. And I'm like, okay, whatever. No, I don't even care.
No, first of all, I was being sarcastic, Neil, because there's a whole fuck ton of gray in the length of your shit.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Kind of like
sarcastic motherfucker. That's it. You're
kind of like what might be accused of being blonde on me, but which is certainly not.
But I can tell you one thing, gentlemen and lady. There, I'm definitely saving on the old Gillette shaving foam at the moment. That's for sure.
Gee, thanks, Alias.
Yeah, hashtag fuck me up.
Yeah, it's a thing now, apparently. Anyway.
I have to go. I'm falling asleep. I just wanted to say hi to Thomas and
you made it through an hour of the after party, Zara. You're a
2
trooper.
hours of hang on, 10 more seconds. 10 more seconds.
What time is it?
Let's make it official.
It is about 1 a.m.
1 a.m.
I'm all about hanging out for 10. Oh, it's 5.
Okay.
It's an hour.
Okay, good.
Zara, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank
It's
you
been
for
an
having
absolute
me.
pleasure.
It was nice to meet some of you and talk
Just
to
some,
the rest
not
of
Artie.
Sincere pleasure.
I feel like I've met David and I've spoken to Thomas before, and then I've spoken to you online. So it was basically Rory, Chris, yes,
Chris
and
Mallard,
Artemis, and Artemis.
Yeah.
Well, Zara, we'll have to get you out to the 2021 Faithless
Yeah,
Forum,
I saw that
'cause-
and I was so bummed because I was like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna do it because I'm still unemployed, which is great. But
I
at the
never heard
same time,
anyone say that before.
I mean, yeah, it's good, but at the same time, like everybody else's as well, so it makes me feel less bad because
Yeah.
all the jobs have just been on hold.
I'm not making plans for 2021 because I'm thinking I might be an anti-vaxxer by then.
An anti-vaxxer.
Well,
Okay, you'll have to
Zara,
post a video so Thomas can totally debunk it.
Zara, lovely to meet you.
Thank you.
I'm
I'll
sure
be in
touch with my daughter with you. That's excellent.
yes, I'll be in touch with her. I'll message her hopefully tomorrow-ish or sometime this week. But
she's
thank you,
asleep now,
everyone. Sleep
All right,
well and enjoy the rest of your day.
Adios.
Bye.
Good night. All right, so we have some room. I'm going to let IQ in because he's been waiting the longest. And I've got Randolph sitting in the green room as well.
I can hop out, Neil.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Thanks, Rory.
absolutely.
I appreciate
Thanks for having
that.
me on. Thanks for having me on.
Anytime, my friend. Anytime.
Yeah, no, really kind of you. Thanks. Bye for now.
Take care, Rory.
You handsome bastard.
See you, Rory.
Bye. Bye, everyone. Oh, and bye, Artemis, of course. There. Yeah, that's the one. I got it right. Okay. Good night.
You did.
Good night, everyone.
Well, the up and down's the same. It's the left and right that's all fucked up on this.
He does look good. I mean, seriously,
Well, there we go.
if the light was any better, you'd know better. But he looks good in this light.
Right.
Okay.
All right.
All right. All right.
man.
Bye.
And here we welcome the president of Canadian Atheists, Mr. Randolph Richardson.
Oh, thank you. And I just want to say hello and goodbye to Zara and Rory. It's we're separated by StreamYard limitations.
Yes, unfortunately, I apologize for that, my friend.
Oh yeah, they need to do the nine picture thing like they do with the Brady Bunch. That would be awesome. You could be right in the middle, Neil.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I look the most like Alice, I think. So yeah, you're probably
No, because you're running the
That
stream.
would make you bottom middle.
Alice. No, she was always in the center, wasn't she?
She was always in the center.
Yeah.
Oh no! I
Yeah, and she was always laughing about everybody around her because she holds the house together.
Okay. Look, you know what? I've slept. I forget things.
Okay. We all do. I just noticed that there's a TV station where I have recently that's got all my old favorite shows that I used to come home from school to watch, like Gilligan's
Scooby-Doo.
Island. No, Gilligan's Island, Hogan's Heroes.
I Love Lucy.
I Love Lucy. Yes, yes. And it's called Me TV, I think it's called, or something.
I just proposed, the oldest show I could think of.
Not the Honeymooners.
Not the Flintstones.
The
Flintstones.
Twilight Zone was interesting.
If you go onto YouTube and look up Flintstones cigarette ads, it's got Barney and Fred hiding behind the house smoking
Carlisle.
Lucky Strike cigarettes.
Carlisle's and Winston's and something gold. Yeah.
I don't know. I always think of the weirdest shit to look for on YouTube. I actually found some intros and not full episodes of a cartoon that I watched in 1974 called Wheelie and the Chopper Bunch. They only had like 12 episodes, but I loved it as a kid. Because it had the motorcycles, right? So I was like, yeah.
Is Wheelie a Doom Buggy? What's the one with the Doom Buggy?
Yeah, he was a VW. Doom Buggy was
Doom Buggy. Wasn't it called Doom Buggy?
There was Wonderbug, I think, was one of them. No, that was the Sid and Marty Krofft live action one.
See, now I got the fucking President of the United States of America song in my head. Little blue dune buggy in the sand.
What the hell have you got here now, Randolph?
So this is a really old ad from cigarettes from a long time ago.
Yeah, those are the ones.
Holy shit, man.
Yeah, so you're talking about old stuff. There you go. There's some real old ads out there.
Why don't my fucking cigarette packs come with legs like that?
But I'm I was looking through all these old ads, and it's amazing how sexist they are, especially stuff from the 50s.
Oh, it's so much worse than that.
Especially the ones that are for like cleaning products and kitchen tools and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Totally right. Bang on, man. That's exactly, yeah. And it's a shame that it was people. I wonder.
Wait, hang on.
Aren't thinking about what they're doing. You're kind of denigrating a whole half of society. Like they just don't see it.
To the credit of those advertisers, at least they are recognizing that women exist. Because previous to that,
you ever see Mad Men? You ever see those?
I think Playboy did a better job at recognizing women exist than the advertisers, man.
Sure.
Playboy? Did you just say Playboy?
But that's what made Hugh really fucking rich, was the advertising in his fucking magazine. He charged way more than anybody else. Because he could.
Yeah, I saw an advertisement where it was the wife was like a floor rug. It was like her head, but she was like a rug, and the husband was standing on it. I have no idea what the fuck it was for.
I've seen that.
Said,
hi, Hannah.
Something along the lines of make sure your wife knows her place in the house. Like, what the actual
It's an advertisement for Buick.
Hannah's in the chat.
We've come a long way.
I used to read Playboy, for the articles.
And I'm sure you too when I was in high school.
And I'm sure you go to Hooters for the wings.
Yeah, that's why
the wings are awesome.
That's why I go to Hustler for my wing beer. Didn't Hustler make pizza?
I've been in there like 10 times, never seen an owl once.
Oh, shit fire.
Well, I think we've chatted before, Thomas, who a long time ago on one of these after parties. It's good to see you again.
Yeah, you too.
So it's a shame about Faithless Forum is such a popular event. You guys sold out, right?
Well, we hadn't sold out yet this year. We sold out the second one. We completely sold out our tickets. We had a wait list that was longer than our ticket length. That's
fantastic.
This time we put tickets on sale. We sold, a good number of tickets, but we still had some left. And then the whole coronavirus thing hit. And so it's, even though we still, like, this was several months ago, we weren't sure how bad it was going to get, or if it was going to get better, if it was going to kind of peter out like Ebola did, or, swine flu. So we were kind of playing the wait and see game, but at the same time, we were concerned about the safety of our attendees. We were concerned about making sure that we didn't want to wait until too close to the event. If people are buying plane tickets and hotels and stuff, we want to take care of them and make sure that they can get refunds as much as possible. But at the same time, we're kind of waiting and seeing. And then, I think like a week ago or something, the board, we decided to post the announcement to postpone till next year, because even though it's 2 months out, it's not going to be.
I think social distancing is going to be going on for a while.
Well, in case it's helpful to you, here in Canada, we're not seeing as much of it as you are in the U.S., but it looks like school is going to remain closed for elementary school and most high school years, except for the last two, 11 and 12, right all the way into September. So if the schools are staying closed, and your situation in the U.S. is worse, I think you've really got a well-justified decision there. It's unfortunate that it has to be canceled, but, next year I'm guessing you're going to sell out then.
Hopefully. I mean, we have a year and 2 months to really, plan and make this awesome. The nice thing with, like, I guess, I don't want to say the nice thing because it sucks that it had to be postponed and rescheduled. the silver lining is that now we do have more time to, to promote it, to get more people there, and also to really nail down the scheduling and the programming so that it's just really as good as we can possibly make it.
Can you book the venue for the same price from this year?
Yeah. That's why
already done.
that's why we announced the date already, is because we had a contract with the Hilton, and basically we asked them, can we, because there's an act of God clause in there. So amazingly,
for an atheist event.
Act of God clause for an atheist event.
You should tell them to change the word to deity or goddess just for the fun of it.
So amazingly, the reason that I don't owe the Hilton $37,000 this year is because I was saved.
Sprinkle COVID on us.
I was saved by an act of God clause.
You got to practice that. Right. That's going to be your opening speech for next year. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, right.
Shit.
So he did send the fucking COVID virus. I fucking knew it.
Yeah, because
you wanted to get rid of all the atheists and the
I have a friend of mine actually that her job was
the preachers are dying.
I love the irony. It's great.
Book event for a relatively wealthy, money-producing thing, and it was, generally speaking, it was a 7.5% increase year to year, and you could book it at 7.5 so that it didn't go to 13 or 20, but I thought it was worth asking if you got it for the same fucking rate, because that 7.5% can be pretty steep when you've not generated any revenue from the first one.
Well, I think because the Hilton, they realized that a lot of different events were canceling, just straight up canceling. And so
it's always okay to laugh at those guys.
Hell, I can do that.
Right,
so
let them finish, guys.
Because there were so many different events at the Hilton that were just canceling their events, Hilton wanted to make sure that they were able to lock some stuff in for next year and maintain healthy relationships and stuff with different companies and stuff who are signing contracts and booking events. So they're like, hey, as long as you stay in the contract and sign this saying you'll come back next year, we still have all of that booked. We've done all the legwork. We've done all the have it all in place and stuff. But we're not going to raise the price on you because we weren't even able to deliver this year. And so it worked out for us. We're not paying any extra to the Hilton. We'd already put a deposit, a down payment down, so that just carries over to next year. We don't lose that. And we even got the room rates and everything the same. And they said that they're all the rooms in the room blocks, they're automatically canceling. And it maybe they haven't done it yet, but here in the next week or two, all the rooms should be canceled automatically by the Hilton. And if let's say that you were in Austin and you were hoping to just hey, Faithless Forum's not happening, but I would love to just get away in a hotel room at that rate, you can call them up and say, hey, I please reinstate my room, and they'll put the reservation back on for you.
Am I the only one that
they know how to do business properly? Yeah,
oh, yeah.
They're going to be there for the long haul.
I feel like we've found the solution to inflation. If businesses just don't raise the cost of shit, there's no inflation.
Inflation is going to happen.
Tell that to the Federal Reserve.
Well,
yeah.
Well, no, but that's because of who's borrowing. But if you're already into a loan, what's going on currently doesn't affect you, so you can sell shit for the same price until somebody else raises their prices.
I mean, to be fair, inflation's really only a bad thing if you have savings. If you're like the rest of us and you have debt, it's kind of
exactly.
I'm not bitching about inflation.
I've lived in a country that has 300% inflation rate.
Yeah, a friend of mine immigrated from Zimbabwe, and her mom showed up in the United States with a $17 million bill.
That's where Zara was raised, man.
I thought she was in Tunisia.
Tunisia? Zimbabwe? Oh, maybe you're right. I get people confused.
No, Tanzania. No, it definitely is Tanzania.
Tanzania. Okay.
I should know. She's my wife.
Sounds like an Eddie.
Zara's bitch.
Hey, DRP, what's with the name change? You've got a story to tell us, do you?
No,
Sorry, that was
it's okay.
interrupting Thomas.
Thomas was going to say something.
I'll say in a minute.
Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure Zimbabwe actually revalued their currency like 3, 4, 5 times, and it got into the trillions. And they'd have to stack these bills up in like wheelbarrows, and like you get paid,
To buy groceries.
you get paid, and you have to run to the grocery store before the value of it.
Yeah, no,
goes.
she emigrated. It was probably 2014. She emigrated, so that was the highest bill at the time. But I'm
You know where a lot of those bills are popular now is a lot of stockbrokers and investors, investment professionals have them framed and hung up in their offices.
Actually, I've got something
from Bay Street.
If you can give me 10 seconds, I've got something really cool to show y'all.
No,
Oh yeah.
sure. From an angle like that, I hope it has guilt.
And it's not my dick.
Yet. Yeah.
There goes the kilt.
Last time he said that,
Or a shoulder.
he started twerking in a pumpkin suit, so this ought to be good.
Yeah. You bought a new driver. You started swimming.
That's right. He came on in the pumpkin suit. That was awesome.
Oh, yeah, that was great. Yeah.
Yeah, you read my question from the audience if he would show us, and then he showed us.
Yeah, he did it. Yeah.
He took it literally. It was awesome.
Yeah, I'm thinking next year, because Faithless Forum was canceled this year, we're going to make it even cooler next year. It's going to be so much fun.
We should do it in Detroit.
Shut up.
So you're talking about inflation. So I used to collect, I still do, but I just haven't in a while, but collect different bills and coins and stuff. And this right here, I don't know if you can see it.
Wow.
That says Sein Million Marks. It's 10 million German marks. And this was during, right after World War I, you had massive like hyperinflation, and the German economy just tanked. And that was one of the things that led to the takeover of the Third Reich and World War II. But these bills, they would stack up in boxes, put them on wheelbarrows, and go buy a loaf of bread.
Wow.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
But I think I got that bill, and then I also have an old. This was before Mao Zedong, but it says 10 Chinese dollars, and it's from like the 1920s.
Oh, sweet.
The writing is still in English.
I don't have one of my own, but somewhere there's a liberal arts degree for an art appreciation. It's just as priceless as what you've been showing.
Yeah,
and I've got some unused AC/DC bucks that they usually put in the giant bell when they do the song "Money" and it falls. I have a stack of unused ones. I was working their T-shirt booth for a while.
I've got a copy.
I'll have some Canadian Tire money.
Frank Zappa's 200 Motels album. That's worth like 300 bones.
Is it? So not dollars, just bones.
I mean, who of us didn't think that buying the limited edition version of the latest Nickelback CD would be worth something someday?
Hey, you know what?
You bought a Nickelback album?
Didn't cross my mind.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, if you have one on LP, that's paid for it.
Shit. I used to do Leader of Men for karaoke, actually.
See,
I know. Stop yelling at me, people.
Yeah,
I can hear you in the chat. No, I did a pretty good fucking job at it. All right.
You do karaoke, Neil?
Oh hell yeah!
We should have a karaoke night next time you're in Texas.
Oh hell yeah!
I know.
But I wonder,
Hannah's super into karaoke too, so we'll have to get all of us out there.
I can karaoke the shit out of some James Taylor.
Oh, I usually do. My usual stuff is I'll do some Zeppelin. I'll do Sabbath. I'll do
Queensryche.
No,
I saw James
No
Taylor.
idea.
I saw James Taylor in concert. Like it's been like 7 years ago, but I guarantee that my friend and I were the most fucked up people at that show.
I would not be surprised, Artie.
because everybody else was asleep and didn't make it to the bar.
I want to stay in one of those hotels where you can swim up to the bar. I've never done that. You guys went to Mexico last year. Did they have anything like that?
So the most of the time we were sitting by the beach. They had some pools, but the pools were kind of crowded. And so I don't know. If I'm gonna go and I'm gonna stay in a hotel, I'm gonna want to be beachside. But
Yeah.
I don't think that the pools had, like, there were bars kind of off of the pool, but I don't think you could just swim up to it.
Damn it. I just wanted to go to a hotel that had a bar in a pool that you could swim up to. I always thought that was the coolest thing ever.
I mean,
just make sure you book for hurricane season and you might get lucky.
Tell you what, Neil, if you come and visit, we'll get a cooler and we'll go to the pool, and then we can have a bunch of beer by the side of the pool, and you can just drink in the pool.
Fuck a deal. As long as you don't mind my Canadian pasty ass old guy body out there, that's fine. I'll keep my bandana on. So
I mean, your hair is long enough that it does kind
covers
of
my moobs.
1980s style of censorship.
Beautiful.
Neil walks out with his bandana and a hot pink Speedo.
Don't even fucking tempt me, because I'll do it.
Canadian merman.
I don't. Never mind. I was going to go into like an area nobody wants to hear, but shit sticking out of the side of the Speedo and stuff. It's like, I think I can hear monkeys swinging from those vines, for fuck's sakes.
It's nothing we haven't already heard of on Elbow Hub, so don't worry about it.
Or imagine that we fell asleep.
Okay, fair enough. All right, guys, I got about 10 more minutes I can do this, so...
is there anyone else wanting to hop in? I can bounce out.
Yeah, actually, I'm going to bail. So if there's anybody waiting, they're welcome to have my spot.
There's nobody in the green room. We are the last.
Actually, if Artemis is leaving, then I'll stick around.
Oh hell yeah! Let's just fucking boot Artemis right now.
Hey, he's back. He's back. He's back.
Oh no, he's
he's
not. He's like, really? Oh shit! You should go in some of Math Pig's fucking live streams, Thomas. He does that shit all the time.
I'm going on Math Pig on Tuesday.
Are you? Oh, he's great. He's so funny.
Do I need to brush up on my calculus?
No, you'll be okay. You'll be all right. You'll be all right. He's a great guy. He had me on his show a little while ago. I just did. Are you familiar with Andy Hall, the Laughing in Disbelief guy?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was on his Greatest Advice Ever or whatever show, and he's going to have me on his other one soon too.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, my second tour of duty on Utah Outcasts. That was a lot of fun.
Nice, making the rounds. I see.
I am. It's a lot of fun, but I'm like, hey, I'll come on. And they're like, oh yeah, sure.
See, I still haven't, since I moved. The new studio is not set up, and so I'm actually coming at you from my closet.
Oh, are you?
And
is that more sound dampening?
There's the pumpkin costume.
Oh, geez. We were just talking about that, actually.
Got it at the ready.
Just throw it on and do a little twerk for you while Neil karaoke's.
We'll plan that for when I'm down there.
The world. And my giant orange ass.
If you're going to put the pumpkin suit on, I think we might have to sing something from Nightmare Before Christmas. Roy Whittaker? What?
Roger Whittaker? Oh, you don't know him.
Roger Whittaker. I know.
Must be before your time.
Yeah, because I'm, 12? Like, come on. I know who Roger Whittaker is.
It's a folk singer.
Mm-hmm.
My dad used to listen to him a lot. I'm quite familiar with his music.
I like Gordon Lightfoot better.
He's got a great voice. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, he surely does. And he's a Canadian icon. So, and I think the other Canadian icon I really love was Stompin' Tom Connors.
Oh, yeah.
Seen him twice.
He always sounded like
live.
He was drunk out of his mind, though.
He probably was. I've seen him live twice. And they call him Stomping Tom because he's always smashing his feet in the ground. And every show that he does, he goes through 2 5/8 sheets of plywood. They have to put that plywood underneath him, or he'll destroy the stage.
Wow,
His cowboy boots.
he's got technique.
Oh yeah. I just look at him. It's like, dude, is it just me, or does one of his legs look way more muscular than the other one? Kind of thing, right?
Wow, it's a good name.
Jen. We're shutting her down in a few minutes, Jen. So, but I appreciate the offer to jump in. Actually, we might as well wrap it up because I'm gonna go eat some chow. I'm starving. I got home, jumped right into this. I haven't eaten nothing since work, and I've been drinking. I'm like 5 or 6 in already, and the barley sandwiches just aren't filling the hole. So I got to go actually have some real food. So yeah. Anyways, Thomas, thanks for jumping in, brother. Good to see you.
It's good to catch up with you guys. In fact, as stir crazy as I'm going here in this quarantine zone, it's always nice to be able to, even if it's remotely, be able to talk with
interact.
People.
Yeah, agreed, 100%.
It's really wonderful to hear that Faithless Forum is still going forward, and it's wonderful news.
Yeah, next year.
That's going forward.
Next year. I mean, in the meantime, I'm just locked down, running around, panicking in my underwear like SpongeBob.
You've got to videotape that and put that up on
with square
hub.
Underwear. Yeah.
What's it? Ankle hub, wrist hub, ankle hub, and what was the other one? Shoulder hub. That's right.
Neil, you are definitely trying to destroy any future political aspirations I may have.
I might be, but I can be bribed. It's okay.
with that hair,
He's honest about it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Guaranteed.
I noticed that Thomas's hair is just going slightly Eric, just a little. It's getting there. It's like what Eric would look like.
You should see though,
10
like
years ago.
once it starts to go out, like if I don't put any product, it just I go full afro. You don't want to see that.
What a lot of people don't actually know is that have you ever actually seen Eric and Thomas in the same stream?
Yes.
You see,
Actually, Neil has seen us in the same room.
Yes.
Okay.
I sometimes have a hard time telling them apart, but I'm kidding. Anyways, all right. Let's bring this to an end, guys. Thanks very much. I hope you guys enjoyed the show tonight. Zara K was a awesome guest tonight, and until next time, like I always say at the end of these things, remember, first of all, one of my new additions since the COVID thing is be safe, be well, and always be kind. And like the late great Christopher Hitchens once said, it's called faith because it's not knowledge. And we'll see you guys next time.